And here's how they line up for the final outing of the season. John Hepburn and Dave Stewart on the front row. Remember, it is reverse grid. That means lots of fun. Dale Williams and Darren Henderson, grid 2.
On grid 5 and 6, Christina Orr and Shannon Coker. Matt Lockwood, David Hopper, rounding out the 4th row. These guys haven't had great weekends so far.
Well, here's their chance. Simon Richards and Andrew Anderson, a guy that, well, he's back starting where he was in the last race, actually, in grid 9. Kevin Williams and Nick Ross on the next row.
Eddie Bell, John Whelan. Eddie had a good result in the last race. And on the next row, Hayden McKenzie, Clark Proctor, who we think's got a bit of a problem out there at the moment.
He's parked up somewhere on the circuit. Ant Pedersen, look out for him alongside Paul Manuel. Yes, he's in a Ford. And Angus Fogg, he needs to turn things around. And John Penny, the local hope.
Andy Knight and Andy Booth side by side. We're getting to the back of the field now. Tim Edgell and Kane Scott, who was pretty racy in the last race.
And we're going back and they're getting faster and they don't get any quicker here than John McIntyre and Craig Baird.
There's Angus Fogg, who's had a fairly average weekend probably in his book. Didn't qualify too good, but he had a reasonable race result in the last one, so he's actually a fair way back for the start of this. Well, as they come down to the start line.
Here we come for the rolling start. And we're off. Remember, this is reverse grid. Watch the guys at the back try to get the front as quick as they can, and straight away Hepburn's very twitchy into turn 1, and they're tapping.
Darren Henderson started out of 4. He hasn't had a great start. Dale Williams slotting in ahead of him. So far we can see every car is facing the right direction. How long will that last?
Okay guys, if it's going to come unstuck, it's going to be right here. Oh, actually looking out the commentary window here, there's cars everywhere. Oh, here we go, Tim Edgell going wide.
That was Tim Edgell.
Yeah, John Whelan involved in that.
McIntyre and Beard dicing it out side by side. Oh, and
it's not going to work in a million years.
He's managed to barge his way through.
Certainly ambitious, there's no doubt about that.
Bit of smoke out there, smoke coming from the guard.
You think? Yep.
Definitely rubbed a tyre on the guard. They're still going at it side by side through the very fast turn 9. Still streaming through cars. Dale Williams around the outside. Oh, big lock up going in.
I think he heard the pep talk about you've got a few months to fix the car, boys.
Well, I hope not, but they're still at it. They still have not sorted this out side by side. Stewart down the inside.
Now this is Tim Edgell in there.
This is Angus Fogg's camera looking from behind. Oh, taking the scenic route across the grass. Fogg down the inside. Watch this Hayden McKenzie. He's very narrow, Angus Fogg. He manages to get round very well. McKenzie gives him room. Nicely done.
Well, he felt the pinch of that corner earlier today, so Foggy, you won't expect that same mistake again.
Yeah, we've got some big movers coming through the field. As I said before, Paul Manuel. Now we've got, I think their timing's a little bit out at the moment, but it will sort itself out.
Now Craig Baird, he did make the promise he's going to take the gloves off. He started 25th, he's already up to 12th. So definitely one of the biggest movers so far.
McIntyre a couple of spots behind him. So back to the front, Dale Williams.
And he survived the chaos.
Oh, a lot of dirt on the road from that last lap. So that'll catch a few.
Actually, he's caught everybody out so far. Look how far everybody's off the apex. I wonder if there's some oil down there as well.
Well, we've got Paul Manuel who's actually, and Andrew Anderson moved into 3rd and 4th respectively after all the action. There's someone stopped in the middle of the track.
Is that Johnny McIntyre?
It is.
It was Johnny McIntyre. Down at turn 7 by the looks of it. Stewart has been given a drive-through after all that altercation.
Well, guys, this has big ramifications because if Timmy Edgell and Kane Scott can get up the front.
Oh, look at the dirt. Oh, Craig Baird just missed that. And Johnny McIntyre straight into Eddie Bell, nosed him. Sort of crashed straight into the nose of Eddie Bell. Baird very lucky to get through that. Johnny Mac nowhere to go at all.
Okay, Johnny McIntyre currently 2nd in the championship. Kane Scott is there, so is Timmy Edgell. If Johnny doesn't finish this race, Kane gets up to 2nd or 3rd, he will take 2nd in the championship.
Well, it's not looking like after that incident that Johnny Mac is going to finish. Here's Andrew Anderson coming onto the back of Darren Henderson. Those guys have made some incredible space through this field and find themselves running very, very strongly there at the front.
Now that would be quite remarkable. Johnny McIntyre's won 7 races this season. He's more races than anyone else. It's potential here now that he could be beaten for second in the championship by someone who hasn't won a single race at all. That just shows you how consistency, however meagre your results may look at some stage in the season, if you finish, you get the points.
Absolutely.
That's correct. Just got word that Craig Beard's actually under investigation for that incident with Eddie Bow we saw a few corners before. So
gloves are off.
The gloves are off.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of dirt down on that corner that we've just seen. Bell's car being pulled out of the dirt. Yeah, good to see another replay of that if we had it. But needless to say, they carry on.
Now another man on a mission, Andrew Anderson, currently in third, made a lot of gains up, but has never won a race in this championship. So he has a lot of things to do in this one.
A lot of things to prove.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Johnny Mac 7 wins this season, and it couldn't count for much.
Keep in mind, the car in the very front of this John Whelan's car, that's actually not part of this race. He's almost lapped down as soon as you guys get past him, so albeit in the picture.
Here comes Anderson. He looks down the inside, and a braking manoeuvre, thinks better of it.
Safety car, guys, we've just been notified that the safety car is out.
That's why he's pulled back. The safety car is out. That might be for Eddie Bell's car that is stuck over at turn 7, not quite sure.
Now, some clown in this commentary box said we haven't had a safety car all day.
That's why I brought that up, because I knew. And the curse on it.
Johnny McIntyre
now. Been in the pits. That ain't going to help him too much now. Will he be able to go past the safety car and rejoin the back of the field?
Well, still 15 laps to go. The safety car is out. Dale Williams, your leader.
Safety car lights are out, so we are going to go green. Dale Williams leading the way. Darren Henderson tucked up behind him. Andrew Anderson and Paul Manuel making huge gains in this reverse grid race, currently 3rd and 4th.
Keep in mind, too, a lot of that dust kicked up on the track is that volcanic dust, Mork, which is very, very slippery.
Any dust is slippery, yeah. It's actually more of a gravel than anything else, but once it's there, it gets impregnated into the track. But unfortunately for the guys, it gets caught in the tyres as well, and it can take 2 or 3 laps to get out of it.
They've gone green. Some of them, I think, were a bit asleep. Some big gaps. Williams locks a wheel into one at the restart. John Penny has made some fantastic progress also. He's having a great weekend. Andrew Anderson right up behind the radio sport car. Oh,
there's another
Henderson
fence post.
Takes another one of your fence posts, Mork. He was a little bit too wide. Will we see a car from up the inside there? Now he's very sideways. Has there been a touch? Not so sure. Doesn't look like it. But Henderson trying very hard after a fairly average weekend so far. Anderson putting a lot of pressure on him.
And look, a bit of a lock-up. But look who's right behind Anderson. It's Paul Manuel, literally right behind him.
Yeah, look, they'll take a dim view of what Andrew Anderson's doing at the moment, only because he's been the aggressor and the intimidator. But there's no need to do it. And they'll keep an eye on him now because he's drawn the attention to the officials. So, hey, look, mate, back off. Take the attention away from yourself, then swamp him.
She's saying it's okay as long as you don't get caught more.
And this has allowed Williams to get away a good little lead. So Anderson looking racy, as you can see, looking for a way. Now this has opened up a huge opportunity for Manuel. Anderson way too aggressive under brakes. Someone else is off. Yep. In the dirt. Oh, John Penny.
The commentator's curse, Greg.
That's very disappointing. We'll be interested to have another look at that to see if he got any help on that one. Anyway, Dale Williams, after a shocker weekend, boys were up all night last night trying to fix an electrical problem with that car, and he is out the front at the moment.
And there was talk, Greg, they might not even make it on the track. It was stumping them so much.
Yeah, they were really worried about it and concerned that they weren't going to get it going. Obviously, did find something in the end. The car seems to be running okay at the moment. Paul Manuel now on the tail of Darren Henderson, who's trying to hold on to that second spot.
Well, Paul Manuel earned a reputation earlier in the season as the man who loved to win reverse grid races. He's actually
for the wrong reasons.
Quite high up on the charts. I tell you what, if he could pull off the win in this, that would be a first, a win in a Holden and in a Ford in the same season.
Yeah, Kane Scott hasn't made as much progress as what some of the other guys that were around him at the start have. So currently in the 11th spot, has moved forward obviously quite a few positions, but sitting there in 11th. Johnny Mack registered back in 21st.
One thing about this particular race is they have to charge hard. Is Johnny Hepburn in trouble yet again? Can't help but think he might have got a bit of assistance. But go back, what I was alluding. Oh no, big trouble.
He's picked a fine time to leave him, that has.
Might actually explain why he was here in the first place.
That could be part of the reason. Now that has broken every stud off. I know he got helped. Nick Ross involved in a altercation there. Now that has just broken the hub. Do you reckon there, Mork, as he's gone over as he's hit the ripple strips?
Yep. So John Hepburn, he started near the front in the reverse good race.
There's more action here.
Is that Boothie?
It is.
No, it's not.
No, Boothie's here up
maybe
in
David
fifth
Hoffer,
position or sixth position.
Anyway,
so
long way back. So the poor people on the bank are going to get a bit of a dust storm come down.
I was just saying, Hepburn literally drove the wheels off that thing.
Thanks, Sean.
Come back about this particular race. Unless you execute your moves nice and early in the race, because so much debris and everything gets dragged on, even for the fast guys coming through, essentially it becomes a one-line racing circuit. So, you know, it makes it very difficult for those guys that aren't already there to get their way forward.
There's another spin. We've got people in the dust.
Darren Henderson.
Oh, Henderson now. I'm really hoping that there was no assistance there. He's been working so hard to keep that position. I'm not sure what part of the circuit that is on, but that is really destroyed. Looked like maybe turn one, was it?
Oh, there we go.
Well, this is Dale Williams.
Kevin
Williams.
Kevin Williams.
So, racing battle. So what happened though?
Oh no.
Paul Manuel.
Who's also copped a hit from that altercation in the front of his car.
But going back to it, if Boothie's had a big hit, it's actually pumped all the water out of the radiator. As a driver, you don't actually know that things have gone out because the water temperature goes high, but then resets again. So
now,
possibly...
Johnny Mack has recovered exceptionally well. Now, he obviously had that problem after that nose to tail there that he had. Oh, Andrew Anderson facing the wrong way after running there in third position. He was actually up to second position, but Johnny Mack, with that safety car, it waved him past. He was able to get onto the back of the queue, and now he's up to 16th position.
Really, that has probably saved him second place in this championship.
Absolutely.
And he's got the fastest lap time too, so his car's okay. He's just got to find his way through the traffic.
As Kane Scott down the inside of Booth, is this going to end well?
I don't think so. Andy can stay there.
They are going to fight all the way into turn 7.
Still Andy's corner now.
Stays there now. Who's behind these guys? Locks a wheel. I think Boothie is starting to struggle. Pedersen pushing Kane Scott wide has taken that spot.
Now Angus Fogg could be the aggressor in here as well. But
now
Kane's
this is going to be interesting. This is going to be good because Kane Scott has decided to stay around the outside. These two still side by side through turn 9. And going to take it all the way to turn 11. As Angus Fogg now comes in here.
Foggy's just going to come out on the right side of the ledger.
What's Pedersen going to do here? Foggy around the outside. Oh, this is all happening. I can't keep up.
Okay, so where's Kane Scott gone?
No, he's ahead.
He's ahead of Pedersen.
He managed to hold that position. He stayed on the outside, drove that Fujitsu car right around the outside, then was on the inside for the next one. Pedersen, that was pretty smart of him. Fogg is going to look down the inside under brakes.
How's
this one going to end?
There's some cool customers here, but I don't know if I can look at turn 12.
Pedersen's going to turn in.
Yep, got him.
Oh. Well, Foggy knows what can happen at that corner, so I think he's just going to look after himself there, if he's capable of doing that.
Now, he did get that drive through in the last one with the forcing Andrew Anderson's car to stop after that touch. That's what he got the drive through for.
Okay, Craig Beard's been released. No traffic in front of him. Straight away, a second quicker than the cars around him. Just proves how much that traffic was holding them up.
Those guys run straight at the top of that curb. Craig Beard even locking a wheel, which says how hard he is trying.
Ran at this point now, the brake pedal becomes exceptionally long.
That engine in the Aviate car there is breathing a bit of smoke, so maybe not the healthiest as it under trail brakes and trail throttle. Throws a bit more blue smoke out of it. Still running not too bad, but Andy Booth really battling the Big Ben Commodore and doing everything he can to keep it where it is. But you can see the Fujitsu car there. Kane Scott just carrying that little bit more corner speed, and it's putting him in a position where, you know, you'd think before too long he's going to make a move here.
Okay, he's going to do the crossover. Nah, Booth is too smart for that, isn't he, guys? He's just going to protect that line. But look,
here we go though. Oh, see the car, see the wheel work from Andy Booth. He was fighting that thing all the way onto the back straight.
But as we know, when cars start blowing smoke out the exhaust, there's something major going wrong with it.
Usually.
Perhaps that damage to the front has pumped all the water out, and it could be an overheating issue.
Those old sparring partners, Booth and Scott, fighting for 5th position. Just over 6 laps to go. It's Dale Williams still leading from Paul Manuel. Craig Baird up to 3rd from 2nd or 3rd to last on the grid. So an amazing effort from him. And Matt Lockwood holding on to 4th.
Now, Williams sideways into 1. Now, Kane Scott is desperate to get past Andy Booth, because at the moment, him and Tim Edgell are still tied for 3rd position in the championship. Now, I'm sure Kane's team are telling him this situation, and I'm sure Tim's team are telling him the situation. So you can tell that Kane Scott, by the attitude of this car, is desperate to get through here and hopefully then try and advance another couple of spots, or another spot at least, to open that gap to Tim Edgell in the championship.
Really, the main beneficiary out of these two guys battling is Craig Baird, isn't it? Because he's slowly getting on the back road. But
he's not catching up as fast as I thought he would, actually. So that means that Dale's, you know, pedaling along not too bad. Within that lap, Craig Baird was half a second faster.
And at Matt Lockwood, we've seen this before. When someone with a great deal of speed gets in front of him, he managed to latch on the back and can actually match that car. In this instance, Craig Baird. So this guy is actually developing into the New Zealand V8s quite well.
It's often the way, isn't it? And, oh, Williams so sideways, and I don't think he got any help there at all. No, the back of that car is releasing.
We did allude to that before. I think he's used everything up to do such a sterling job at this point of the race.
And I can't help but think that something is going to happen here very, very soon, because he's covering the inside. Yeah, Manuel's decided, I'm going down the inside, mate. And I reckon, is he going to get...
Oh, yellow flags, guys. Yellow flags in the background.
Yellow flags were out.
Wave double. So Paul Manuel has to readdress that position.
What were they out for?
I'm not too sure, but they were in the background. Maybe they were actually for what was happening with those two guys at the time. But let's look to the right of the picture right here.
But also, he's gone across the grass. These yellow flags being waved. Now, that is a serious issue for Paul Manuel. He needs to readdress that very quickly. And I'm actually not sure about the issue that he went across the grass. What's the story with that?
Well, maybe they saw the yellow flags. That would be acceptable, because he was kind of ahead. But the fact that he passed coming into the yellow, as you know, when you see the yellow flags, you have to cease racing at the point which is designated.
Well, he's already got past the point of that.
Yeah, well, now listen, when did the flags come out? We didn't see when they came out. Was he already under braking when they were produced? I'm not sure. Was he committed? But at the end of the day, they were yellow, and you would hope that that team is telling him to back off and readdress that very, very quickly.
And now, while all this is going on, he still holds the fastest lap of the race. A guy by the name of McIntyre, he's up to 10th, and he's the quickest on the last lap as well. So keep an eye out for him coming through.
That is a phenomenal recovery after he slowly drove back to the pits. There is a yellow flag out at turn 4, we've just been told. Andy Knight's got a big problem, looks like a puncture of some descript. The back of that car is not in good shape, as this battle still continues between Andy Booth and Kane Scott, still fighting it out, and this championship still for 3rd position, not decided. Here's Johnny Mack. He has recovered, as I said before, pretty good, and showing some good speed, so he'll be latching onto the back of this group very quickly, and that first car ahead of him is Tim Edgell. Bit of tape holding the bonnet and a few other bits and pieces together there.
It's doing the trick.
Doing the trick currently. Oh, Andy Knight, that was a good job there to get out of the way. He did well. He saw those guys coming through. Didn't affect it as the sidewall of the tyre departs Andy Knight's car as he heads for the pit lane. That's got a bit of heat coming out of it.
Certainly has. So it hasn't just gone down, has it?
That was incredible. Came off like a donut.
Good observation, Sean.
Not that I know what a donut looks like, of course.
This is getting racy now. Foggy's joined the game, and these three battling away. As I say, Andy Booth just hanging on to that Big Ben Commodore.
Guys, it's just been reported Paul Manuel has to readdress that position of Dale Williams. Okay, so at some stage you're going to see him back off.
I think they're actually being very kind that they're actually saying readdress it rather than him having to do it himself.
But the one who could be the spoiler in this is Craig Baird. Paul has to slow down. He's going to slow down just enough to let one car through. But of course, it's very hard to do that. The other car could be on a charge and come through as well.
Look at Matty Lockwood. He is still, as you said before, right on the tail of that United Video car. And hasn't those two guys haven't actually been able to reduce the gap to Dale Williams sitting there in 2nd position currently. But if by what the stewards say and have warned, he should be back in the front very, very soon.
As we know, the best place to readdress a position is down the back straight.
Now.
Exactly. Now, how much did he back off and how much run does Craig Baird have on him? Not enough.
No, not enough, but Beardo's showing the nose of the Falcon. just to let him know that he's there, hoping that Manuel might take his eye off the ball. I don't know what that yellow flag was out for down there. That's a fairly interesting one. But the gap has closed up considerably. Something's building, I can feel it, something's building. So this has put Craig Beard in a
Matty Lockwood. We put the commentator's curse on him too, unfortunately.
And I think that was probably an issue through turn 9. We saw his car well off the road there a lap or so ago, and that's ripped the front split.
Through to second.
Just slotted that thing, crossed over on Paul Manuel, forced him a bit wide but deep, and has managed to slot himself into second. Now you know what he'll be focused on.
He was stalking beautifully there going into turn 1.
He's had an amazing weekend in the Porsche GT3 Championship as well, the Batterytown Porsche Championship. Won the last race in that for the year, and what a way to be finished by winning in the V8s as well.
Well, he said right after race 1 it was all on for race 3, so he predicted it. No brave words to say that early in the day.
I'll put my 25 cents on it that he's going to do it.
You know something? I'm prepared to take your bet. I don't reckon he has. Watching the last 4 or 5 laps, Dale Williams was matching him lap for lap, and unless he does a mistake, I think he's got it.
Look who's right behind him. As they dive into turn 11, the sweeper going on. There's 800-metre back straight.
Johnny McIntyre up to 8th position, starting from the back, having to come in to repair that car. And he's now in the battle actually for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th.
I think he scared the safety car into leaving pit lane when he pulled up behind it and revved the engine, which has helped him immensely, because he was released and able to come around the back and has absolutely shown everybody what it is all about. And with the last lap board displayed, so only a few kilometres left in this championship for 2009, 2010.
So what heroics will we see on the final lap of the season? We've seen plenty of drama so far in the race. This is the view from John McIntyre's car. He's come back from being forced into the pits, driven an amazing race. Fastest lap of the race, despite the repairs to the front of the car.
Well, Dale Williams has really done a good job here. This car, oh, he's in the dirt, no! Oh, Craig Beard,
let him go, Craig, let him go.
It's not over just yet. He's got the outside line. Is he gonna, what's he gonna do here? Craig's running him a bit wide. He's, oh! Dale Williams, no. He ran too deep into 7, got in the dirt.
So what were you actually saying then, Murph?
Handed over the lead to Craig Beard. Oh, he's going to go around the outside here. Don't lock a wheel. Paul Manuel's seeing an opportunity. What is going to happen? Manuel's up the inside. Don't turn him around. He's given him a touch. Matty Lockwood's seen an opportunity. He's up the inside of Manuel. Oh, this is disappointing for poor old Dale Williams. Craig Beard, what a finish. There's a sandwich here.
Not just 3 abreast, they are joined.
Who is going to break the latest? You can't tell me Lockwood's got good brakes with that front of that car the way it is. Dale Williams turns around. Oh, no!
They're all turned around. The dust is flying. Who's going to come out?
This is unbelievable.
Well, I see a Scott or a Manuel there. Craig Beard wins the last race of the season.
Lockwood crosses the line second. Andy Booth third. Oh, this is not over though, I don't think.
Scott.
Oh my God, the last lap.
Like the magician's disappearing act, the cloud of smoke, and out of it
Craig
comes Lockwood and Booth.
Craig Beard from the back of the grid wins the last race.
Craig Beard gets the result. The gloves came off. He claimed first ahead of Matt Lockwood. Andy Booth coming through that cloud of dust for third. Kane Scott fourth to claim third in the championship. John McIntyre, what a drive from the pits to finish second in the championship. And John Penny, the local man, in 10th.